Commiefornia Revolt. Sheriffs overseeing 40% of the state's population refuse to enforce Emperor Gavin Newsom's pandemic or government shutdown orders after he flip-flopped on whether people should be allowed to go to the beach. Sheriffs in counties that represent 40% of Commiefornia's population have said they will refuse to enforce Gavin Newsom's latest lockdown orders as frustration over the restrictions mounts. See this? Every other cop out there? If you do this when your government tells you to go crack down on people who defended themselves from innocent rioters, this is what will keep us on your side. If you keep fucking over innocent people, though, ooh, man. The backlash follows Newsom's new order telling residents of Southern Commiefornia and the San Joaquin Valley to remain inside their homes as the state grapples with the pandemic. So we covered that video on Flash's stream about that one business owner in LA who was mad that her business was shut down, whereas like fucking Hollywood movie shoot was allowed to operate just fine with outdoor dining. Like that's somehow safe, but her business isn't. All I gotta ask is, who did you vote for? Did you just laugh at us and call us conspiracy theorists when we were warning you that this shit was going to happen with the authoritarians you're voting for? If the answer is yes, no fucking sympathy for your stupid ass. You need to suffer. You need to suffer and then fix this problem by your own hand. I will not lift a fucking finger to help people who did this to themselves. They have to dig their own fucking selves out of the hole they dug for themselves. But Newsom sparked controversy when he backtracked on his stance around beaches, telling residents they should visit for their mental health 7 months after he shuttered Orange County shores. It's almost as if there's no science behind this. Now the sheriffs of LA, Orange, and Riverside counties in Southern California are saying they will not enforce the governor's restrictions. Compliance with health orders is a matter of personal responsibility and not a matter of law enforcement. Yeah, I know. And especially when the governor himself doesn't seem too keen on following his own orders. Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? To put the onus on law enforcement to enforce these orders against law-abiding citizens who are already struggling through difficult circumstances, while at the same time criticizing law enforcement and taking away the tools to do our jobs, is both contradictory and disingenuous, he said. Yeah, these are cops who have fucking had enough of these governments that are just constantly tying their hands behind their backs. Like, if I was a cop, I'd probably be doing this thing too. Basically just tell the governor, we're not going to let you use us as a scapegoat anymore. If you want shit done, you got to come down and do it your own fucking self. So Barnes appeared to be referring to a number of Commiefornia cities, including LA, that have voted to defund their police departments in recent months. Yeah, if I was a cop in LA, I would be doing the bare minimum to keep drawing a paycheck right now. And I would do everything I can to get out of any work that comes my way. LA Sheriff Alex Villanova said that enforcing the business closures is the job of the county health department. I want to stay away from businesses that are trying to comply as the best they can. They bent over backwards to modify their entire operation to conform to these current health orders, and then they have the rug yanked out from under them. That's a disservice. I don't want to make their lives any more miserable. Yep, see, this is what a good cop looks like. But once again, these are people who voted for this shit, so don't feel sorry for them. The Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco was even more harsh in his criticism of Newsom's order. These closures and stay-at-home orders are flat out ridiculous, Bianco said in a video statement. Leaders do not threaten, intimidate, or attempt to cause fear. Bullies do. You're just now figuring that out. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, Commiefornia. You're a couple decades too late to the party, but cool. Bianco ripped into Newsom for dining out at a ritzy restaurant, French Laundry, in a merry gathering with lobbyists and health industry executives while ordering restrictions on his constituents. Yeah, let's take a tally of all the different restrictions that the governor himself violated. So what did he say? No more than 3 households gathering? There was way more than 3. No more than 10 people. There was way more than 10 people at that gathering. Literally nobody there was wearing a mask. Gavin Newsom, he's the fucker that basically implemented that. You need to wear your mask while you're eating and then just take it off in between bites and then put it straight back on while you're chewing. Neither him nor anyone at the party he was attending was even wearing a mask. How anyone can take this clown's orders seriously is beyond me. So good on the cops and every single citizen for just ignoring this clown. The sheriff slammed the governor for threatening to withhold state funds from non-compliant counties. Hey, you know what? This goes both ways. If he withholds state funds from the county, I guess the county is not paying their state taxes anymore, are they? You guys want to play this game? I hope they do, because that would be my reply. If I was in charge of one of these counties and the governor came down and said, oh, you either do what we say or we're not going to give you state funding. Oh, that's fair. We're just going to not pay state taxes then. That more than makes up for the funding you're going to cut. Deal. Let's do it. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department will not be blackmailed, bullied, or used as muscle against Riverside County residents in the enforcement of the governor's orders. Thank you. Sacramento County Sheriff Scott Jones also said his deputies will not enforce the order, though that county is not yet under stay-at-home orders. Not yet, anyway. Other officials are also fighting back against the orders. In Manhattan Beach, Mayor Suzanne Hadley converted a city-owned patio into a seating area where people can take go-to orders from restaurants and eat them outdoors. Newsom's order forbids the restaurants from serving customers at outdoor tables, and the public patio serves as a workaround. Shopping for a Christmas gift, buying a go-to meal, watching the sunset are all allowed, and even the outdoor activities are encouraged by the state, she said. Good. People are finally learning. And Newsom tweeted Thursday some recommended activities for Commiefornians to enjoy safely amid the pandemic, with go to the beach at the top of the list, as he told residents that mental health is physical health. Now, how much you want to bet he's going to violate every one of these too? However, several of his recommended activities are the same ones he has previously railed against during the government lockdowns. At this point, I would seriously be asking, let me see the science behind this. You keep telling me, science. Oh, the science says, okay, where does the science say you're going to be flip-flopping on all this shit? Show me where the science says that. Back in April, Newsom ordered all beaches in Orange County to close after disturbing images showed masses of residents flocking to the sands, ignoring the state's stay-at-home order. And now it's number one on the list. Commiefornia holds the record of most total infections of all 50 U.S. states after taking back the lead from Texas this week. Man, Commiefornia is just an overall dumpster fire. On Thursday, the state set a one-day record of 220 deaths. Probably like 2 of those were actually related to Corona-chan, and the rest were just listed as Corona-chan deaths. Like, remember how Florida listed the guy who died in a motorcycle crash as a Corona-chan death? Like, well, you can't prove he didn't crash his motorcycle because of Corona-chan, can you? Sorry, it doesn't work that way. The burden of proof is on you. You need to prove he did because of it. LA County Health Director Barbara Ferrer said that if people don't follow orders to stay at home except for essential needs, we are running a risk that could have catastrophic consequences, with hospitals becoming overwhelmed and severely ill patients not able to get the care they need. Sorry, bitch. No one's falling for this anymore. Even I was fully on board with like the 2 or 3 week flattening the curve lockdown, because that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, we want to make sure we keep the number of cases relatively low so we don't overwhelm our healthcare system, because that's the key. I mean, that's what determines whether most people survive. If they're having a real bad infection, if they could get decent care at a hospital, they will most likely be okay, unless they had other pre-existing conditions that screwed them up. They'll be fine. So I was actually all on board with that. It's like, okay, that I understand. The science is actually there. We need to make sure that the healthcare system isn't overwhelmed, so anyone who needs to go to a hospital for this shit can go. We are now what? 7 fucking months into the 3-week flattening the curve lockdown? These dipshits have proven that all they're going to do is just keep moving the goalpost. So once the curve has been thoroughly flattened, then now it's just literally one case and oh shit, shut everything down again. They will move the goalpost forever. So just stop listening to them. They're not following science anymore anyway. This is just control. This is a shit test. They're trying to see how far they can push you, how far you're willing to put up with it. Ferris said that the county needs to return to the stricter restrictions of the spring at the beginning of the government lockdowns. Back in March, all retail in Commiefornia was closed. Well, except for big business anyway. The normally clogged streets of San Francisco were so desolate that for weeks birds could be heard singing at all times of the day. Oh, at least they had some nice bird chirping music among all those piles of shit. Yeah, San Francisco is like the shittiest city in America, literally. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.